Hey y'all, today's objective, marker. Today's objective is scientific notation, something that your 6th grade teachers probably covered, and so hopefully this will be a very quick and easy review. If not, then watch it twice and pick up on things that you missed. So scientific notation is a number written a times 10 to the nth power. A is a number between 1 and 10. Now, it's usually between 1 and 10. If it has to be equal, then it's going to be equal to 1. You don't ever have a number equal to 10. But typically it's going to be between 1 and 10 times 10 to the nth power, and this is going to be an integer exponent. You're not going to have any decimal exponents, just an integer exponent. And scientific notation is used for really, really big or really, really small numbers. If it's a really big number, it's going to have a positive exponent. If it's a really, really small number, it's going to have a negative exponent. So make sure you write this down, because that's going to be the difference between a really big number and a really small number. Alright, so some examples. Write in scientific notation. I'm going to abbreviate scientific notation as C for science. Scientific notation. So I have this really big number. Hundreds, thousands, millions, so maybe billions, 210 billion, and we're going to write it in scientific notation. So the first thing you do is we need to insert a decimal, so we have a number between 1 and 10, and it's going to be close to the end, so I have made now 2.1, because I have a number now between 1 and 10, 2.1 times 10, and then my exponent comes from how many times I moved my decimal. So count 3, 6, 9, and then 10, 11. And again, this was a really, really big number, so it's a positive exponent. 2.1 times 10 to the 11th power. 2.1, and then I moved it 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. So now let me show you a really, really small number. So here is a really, really small number. So I'm going to have a negative exponent. I need a number between 1 and 10, so I put my decimal here. 9.2 times 10, and now I need to count how many times I moved my decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and it's going to be a negative 8 because it was a really small number, because I moved right, so my exponent is negative. Over here, I went left because it was a really big number, so I have a positive exponent. Over here, it's a really, really small, so it's negative. So you try 3 and 4. I want you to write these in scientific notation. So copy it down, write in scientific notation, pause it, and then play when you're ready to see the answers. Number 3 and 4. Alright, number 3 is a big number, so it's going to be a positive. I'm going to put my decimal right there, so I have 2.875. So I can drop all those zeros, and then I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So 2.875 times 10 to the 8th power. Number 4. Some kids hiding. Okay, 709, so I'm going to put it right there. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4 places, and it's negative because it's a really small number. Okay. The next set of examples are writing in standard form, ST for standard. Sometimes you're going to have the number in scientific, and you need to write it in standard form. So let me show you how basically you're just doing it backwards. Right here, number 5, I have a negative exponent. So I know I have a really small number. That's the first thing you pay attention to. Is your number going to be big or small? Because I have a negative exponent, I'm going to move my decimal to the left. So I'm going to move it 4 spaces. So I move it once around the 1, and then I don't have any more numbers, so I have to add zeros. 2, 3, 4. Come in. Hey, it's okay. Is it a quick question? It's okay. Hold on 1 second. Sure. Yeah. Okay. They're used to interruptions. Okay, sorry y'all. So I'm going to move it left 4 spaces. So I moved it around the 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So I have to add in those zeros. So my answer is going to be 3 zeros and then 1 8. And then let's put a 0 on the front. Alright, if you didn't get it, then rewatch it and listen to it. But I moved it left because it was negative. So now let me show you this one. This is a big number because that's positive. And I'm going to move right 6 spaces. So I moved 2, and then I need to go 6 total. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I add 4 zeros to the end. Uh-oh. 8. Oh, it's okay. 4, 5, 8, and then 4 zeros. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. I'm recording. Yeah. It's okay. What do you need? Can you send them at like 2:05? Okay, send them at 2:05. Okay, bye. Okay. Oh, I missed one. Sorry, it's Mr. Love asking me if I could do something. So, here we go. 6 spaces to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add 4 zeros. And now 4,580,000. So again, this is going from scientific to standard form. So now you try 7 and 8. You try, pause the video, work it out, then press play when you're ready to see the answer. Try 7, try 8. Okay, 7 is going to be a big number because it's positive, so I'm going to move it to the right. And right now there is no decimal point, so it's at the end. So I'm going to move it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to add 7 zeros. And then I go back and I put in my commas. And 70 million. 70 million. All right, number 8. This is a really small number. So I'm going to move left 5 spaces. 1. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. So and then I put a 0 at the end. So check yours. And now lastly, determine if these are written in scientific notation or not. If not, why not? So I want you to look at A, B, and C, and D. And are they written in scientific notation? So are they in the form of A times 10 to the nth power? And is that a number between 1 and 10? So I want you to look at A, B, C, and D and just tell me if they're written in scientific notation. If they're not, what's wrong with them? And we are going to go over these 4 tomorrow in class. So you need to be able to tell me yes or no, And if it's not written in scientific notation, then what is wrong with it and why not? So we'll go over this in class tomorrow. Bye.